Hello dear friends, welcome back to Economics Learners Lab YouTube channel. Hope everybody is doing absolutely fine. In this video, we are going to discuss about topic number 74, that is demand for money theories. This is a very important topic for the NTA NET economics exam. From this topic, you can expect 2 to 3 questions. Let us see what is a money. Let us see in simple words what is a money. Money can be anything that people use to buy goods and services. It means money can be anything that is used for buying of a goods and services. Who actually demand the money? That are individuals, households, firms, governments and other. All these people demand the money. Why they demand the money? There are different types of economies are explained in different way. Why these individuals and household firms and governments actually demand the money, that are called theories of demand for money. So before going to the theories of the demand for money, let us see what is the oversupply of the money in the economy, lower supply of the money in the economy. When the money supply is higher, it leads to increasing of inflation. When the inflation is increasing, it will lead to GDP decline. This is the case number 1. In case 2, when the money supply is low in the economy, that leads to decreasing of the inflation, and declining of the inflation leads to decreasing the GDP of the economy. This is case 2. So the Reserve Bank of India or any of the central bank of the nation, what they will do, the function of the central bank of the any nation, try to control the inflation and or moderate the inflation level for suitable to the economy. So Reserve Bank of India main function is to control the inflation level, not at a higher level, not at a lower level. Inflation must be regulating to the economy. So that is the main function of the Reserve Bank of India, and the problem of the oversupply of the money and lower supply of the money also leads to a GDP decline. So Reserve Bank of India always try to control and regulate this inflation rates. So let us see theories of demand for money. There are 6 different types of theories is given by the different economists and different schools. So these 6 theories are very popular, and these theories are very important for the even NTA NET economics exam or even for the PhD entrance examinations also. So 1, the classical theory of the demand for money, Fisher's approach. 2, the new classical theory of demand for money, Cambridge approach. 3, Keynesian theory of demand for money. 4, Tobin's theory of demand for money, portfolio approach. 5, Baumol's theory of demand for money, inventory approach. 6, Friedman's theory of demand for money. So these 6 theories are very important. You should be having a very clear idea about these 6 theories. Let us see one by one. 1, the classical theory of demand for money. The classical economists popularized this theory, mainly Fisher. It means the classical theory of demand is developed by many different types of classical economists, but mainly popularized by Fisher. This theory mainly emphasizes money as a medium of exchange only. This theory mainly focused on money means only a medium of exchange only. According to this theory, the value of goods and services is equal to the number of transactions multiplied average prices of goods and services. It means according to this theory, money value exactly equal to the good or service value. The formula is given by the Fisher, MVPT, where M is money supply, V is transaction velocity, P equal to average price of goods and services, T equal to transactions. So the Fisher said demand for money is depends on the transactions or circulation of the money in the economy. So let us go to the next theory. 2. The new classical theory of demand for money. This theory was popularized by Marshall and A.C. Pigou. In this theory, they emphasized on transaction and holding money by individual. So this new classical theory is developed by Marshall and A.C. Pigou. This theory focused on transaction motive, people demand the money, and holding money by the individual also demand the money. So the formula is given by the Marshall and A.C. Pigou, that is MD equal to KPY, where Y equal to real national income, PY equal to nominal rational income, P equal to average price of goods, K equal to individual holding money. So in this theory, they said people demand the money for the purpose of transactions and holding money by the individuals. Let us go to the third theory. 3. Keynesian theory of demand for money. This is theory developed by James Keynes in his book. According to this theory, 3 motives for the demand for money, they are. So according to the Keynes, people demand the money for the reasons of 3 reasons, that are transaction motive, precautionary motive, and speculative motive. What it is? The transaction motive means the people demand the money for the daily transaction purpose. The precautionary motive, people demand the money for keeping certain amount to the individuals or the firms or the households meant for the emergency time. The speculative motive, it is similar to the precautionary motive, but in this case people demand the money for the reason of investing on bonds, for getting some level of return for their investment, for their money. So the formula is given by the Keynes, that is N equal to Pk. Let us go to the fourth theory. 4. Tobin's theory of demand for money. This theory is developed by James Tobin. So it is a portfolio approach, where portfolio consists of bonds and money. So this theory is popularized by Tobin's. This is also called as a portfolio approach of demand for money. So this Tobin said people demand the money where the demand for money is based on portfolio investment decision. So here the portfolio consists of bonds investment and money. According to Tobin, here the people are rational. So individual behave like a risk averse way. The Tobin said people are very rational. When they are investing on bonds, they always behave like a risk averse way. It means always individual balance the portfolio return and risk. So the people always make a decision in a rational way. So they always balance return and risk of the portfolio. Quick question, 30 seconds for this question. Do you know the meaning of the cash balance approach? What is the meaning of the cash balance approach? 30 seconds, your time starts now. Hope you might be remembered what is the meaning of cash balance approach. The cash balance approach also another name of the demand for money. So please make a note of what is the meaning of cash balance approach. It means cash balance approach means it's another name of the demand for money. So let us go to the next slide. 5. Baumol's theory of demand for money. This theory is developed by Baumol. he emphasized on inventory business approach. This Baumol's theory of demand for money mainly emphasized on inventory approach. According to the Baumol, businessmen hold some inventory for managing the business. According to the Baumol, a businessman hold some level of inventory for managing the business to adjust the demand and supply adjustment. Like businessmen, the individuals also hold money for daily transaction purpose. So here the Baumol said people demand the money on the basis of managing the daily transaction. It's completely depends on the inventory approach. And Baumol and Tobin both are argued that the demand for money not dependent on interest rate. So they said this Tobin and Baumol, they both are said demand for money is not at all depends on the interest rate. This Tobin said it's a portfolio investment approach. The portfolio management approach. This Baumol said it's a inventory management approach. So it's completely not depend on the interest rate according to the Baumol and Tobin. Theory number 6. Friedman's theory of demand for money. The Milton Friedman developed this theory. It is also called restatement of a quantity theory of money. According to the Friedman, for wealth holders, it is only a wealth part. For businessmen, it is a production of factor. For individuals, it is a medium of payments. So the Friedman also developed one type of theory of demand for money, that is called as a restatement of a quantity theory of money. So according to the Fishers, wealth holders demand for the money for keeping the some part of the wealth with them. For businessmen, they demand the money for the reason of the factors of the production for managing their business. And individuals also demand for the money for making the regular payments. So this Friedman also given one formula, that is MD divided by P. It's a real balance approach, is a function of W, H, RM, RB, RE, P, delta P, U, where W is a wealth and RM is a expected rate of return on money, RB is a expected rate of return on fixed values. This is RE. RE is a expected rate of return on equities. P equal to price level. Delta P is a expected inflation. So let us summarize what we have learned. The theories of demand for money, mainly 6 that are the classical theory of demand for money. Here in this theory, the Fishers assume that people demand the money for the reason of transaction purpose. 2. The new classical theory of demand for money, Cambridge approach. In this theory, the people demand for money for the reason of transaction purpose and holding their money for the saving purpose. This theory is developed by A.C. Pigou and Marshall. 3. Keynesian theory of demand for money. In this theory, Keynes said people demand the money for the reason of transaction motive, precautionary motive and speculative motive. 4. Tobin's theory of demand for money. He said in his theory, demand for money depends on portfolio approach, where portfolio consists of bonds and money. 5. Baumol's theory of demand for money. In Baumol's, he said people demand the money for the managing of their inventory on their regular life. 6. Friedman's theory of demand for money. He said wealth holders demand the money for keeping the some level of wealth with them. Businessmen demand the money for the reason of for production activities. Individuals demand the money for the reason of transaction motive. Hope now you have understand these 6 theories of the demand for money, main crux and main point. I didn't go to the each and one very detail. So this much is enough for the internet economics exam. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe our channel because your subscription is my inspiration. If you have any query, please comment below this video. Thank you and see you in another video.